Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to T's Theses. For today's video, I wanted to do something a little different. I have a 2-year anniversary coming up and I have had a recent influx of subscribers. So I thought it was time to do another get to know me video. And so hopefully this one won't be as cringeworthy as the first one that I did. Back when I first started making my videos, I was still getting used to this little YouTube thing, and so I used to print out my script. I used to type out my script on Word, and then I would raise the font really big, and I would tape the pages to the walls. And if you go back and watch any of those videos, you can see where I'm talking to the camera, and then I'm kind of looking up and I'm reading the notes off the wall, sometimes whole paragraphs at a time. So it was really interesting back then. And so when I did my first get to know me video, I had moved on from pasting my scripts to the wall, and I found out that I could put a teleprompter on my camera. And I still had not learned, until this day, I still haven't learned adjust the speed on the teleprompter. And so sometimes the words were going too fast or the words were going too slow. And if you watch those videos, you can see that I'm kind of either I'm kind of robotic or I'm just kind of really overly animated. And so in that video, I'm kind of like, I'm T and this is what I do on my video, and hi everybody. So at that point I was watching videos where they were like, be yourself but be more animated when it comes to the camera. And so, as I said, back then I was still getting used to YouTube, and even now I'm still not that kind of used to YouTube. There's an issue that I have when it comes to this camera. I took acting classes years ago and I was pretty good at learning my script and becoming my character, but when somebody put a camera in my face, I was kind of like, that's all folks, you know, I couldn't do it. And so even now, sometimes my sons come to me and they're like, stop using that fake voice. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What fake voice? So I'm still trying to become comfortable with this camera. And so hopefully within the next 2 years, I will have become a bit more comfortable with making these videos. And hopefully you guys will watch my videos a little longer because I know what I'm doing. And so for any of you who may be new here, I am T, and I like to read books and I like to review them on camera. And several of the reasons why I think that you should listen to my opinion on the books that I read is I have been a lover of books since the 3rd grade, where my 3rd grade teacher, Miss Gassaway, introduced me to reading. And one of my favorite books that has stayed with me throughout the years is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And another reason why I think you should listen to my opinion is back in 2016, I went back to school to obtain my creative writing and English degree. And I am now a writer and a self-published author, as well as a developmental editor for any of you out there who are currently writing a book and you need some feedback. And so with my reviews, not only do I offer my opinion, but a lot of times I offer ways in which the author could have made the story a whole lot better. And so with this video, I am celebrating a recent milestone. I am coming up on my 2-year anniversary, and I have had a recent influx of subscribers. So I am currently at a little over 2,600. Yay! I can remember when I did my first YouTube short video celebrating my 50 subscribers, which was an amazing milestone for me because I am so excited, whether or not it's 1, 2, 500 or 1,000 people who have taken the time to sit down and watch my videos because you feel like something I have to say interests you. And that is a big thing for me. And I really enjoy when you guys take the time to leave me a comment, whether or not it's a book you're suggesting I read, whether or not it's you agreeing with me on my comments on a book, or just if whatever y'all want to say. If y'all want to get on there and talk about something that has nothing to do with the current video that I'm making, I'm here. I love to run my mouth, and I love basically having a conversation about almost anything long as it's not politics. So a little bit about me. I am a writer and a self-published author. I have written 5 books, and I am currently working on my new novel, and I'm kind of stuck on the title, which is something new for me. Usually within probably the first 30 pages, I know what the title of my book is if I don't know beforehand. And so I kind of wanted to be along. The first story is The Edge of Discontent. And so I wanted to kind of follow along with that same thing, something to edge this or to edge that. But I'm leaning kind of like maybe towards the brink of or the precipice of. But hopefully it will come to me before I finish the story, which I'm already 3/4 of the way through. So you guys cross your fingers. And I am not planning on self-publishing this novel this time around. I am going to look for an agent. And so again, keep your fingers crossed that I find an agent that's a good fit for me and I for them. And hopefully you guys will see my book in print within the next year. So over the last 2 years, I have read and reviewed maybe at least 60 books. I know my goal is at least 30 books a year. And if you watch any of my videos, I don't really find that many that I enjoy reading. However, over the last 2 years, I do have a few favorite reads, and those books make it to this top left-hand corner of my bookshelf, which is not that many books over there. And so some of my most favorite reads over the year are Dear Child by Rami Hosman. We have Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry, and If He Had Been With Me by author Laura Nolan. And so as you can see, out of the 60 books, I have at least 3 favorites. And the funny thing about this, I notice a lot of times when I rip a book apart, I get comments from people saying that I made them want to read the book. And I'm thinking, what did I say that made you want to read the book? I just find that so interesting that while I'm currently tearing down a book, there's something I said made somebody say, huh, that sounds like something I want to read. You know what? To each his own. There are times when I've watched a movie and I've seen someone on Facebook say, that was the best movie in the world. And I'm like, what were you watching? You know, but that's the good thing about us. That's a good thing about people. We're not all meant to like the same thing. And it's good that people have different perspectives. That's what makes us unique. And that's one of the things that I love about reading and reviewing books. I love seeing how an author can dream up this idea and how they go about weaving this story and getting it from page 1 to page 351 and seeing how they go about taking this journey. And regardless if I enjoy that story or not, I think that it's all a creative process, and to be able to create and dream up these stories and create stories where you're bringing tears to my eyes, or you're causing me to stay up in the middle of the night to find out how this story is going to end. That is just something that I feel is just amazing that people can do that. I love all aspects of art. I love reading. I love seeing someone create on a canvas. I love seeing someone take a pencil and sketch a drawing out. I mean, for me, creativity is one of the greatest things about being a human being. And I'm blessed that I have been gifted with that ability, that I can take a story and I can create this idea and bring it to life and have people comment and say that that story will stick with them for the rest of their life. That's an amazing thing to hear from somebody. And so while I've been on this YouTube journey, and out of the 100 or so many videos I have created, I do have one that is my favorite. My favorite video is my pivotal character decision video where Bella from Twilight chooses Jacob instead of Edward. And I got this idea from one of my courses when I was getting my creative writing degree, where our assignment was to take a major decision that a character made and change that decision and see where their life would end up had they made a different decision. And I like this idea of seeing what would happen with Bella's life if she decided that she would choose Jacob instead of Edward. So I think that's all I'm going to cover in today's video about me and my Booktube channel. I'm sure there are 100 other things that I could have covered. And so if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me that I should have thought of today, drop it down in the comments. And maybe I can do another one of these videos where I'm doing a Q&A. I think that would be kind of fun. So that's all I have for you guys today. And until next time, guys, take care and try to do something nice for a stranger so we can all do our part to make this world a better place.